So the national anthems of both teams have been sung. The two sets of players now exchanging handshakes, and time for us to check in with the starting 11s. It's a mystery really as to just how long Hong Kong will play with a goalkeeper. Indonesia have been heavily outgunned here this week, and it's a question of goals for Hong Kong China. To avoid finishing fifth, they need to enjoy, of course, a win and then a 21-goal swing against Singapore, who are their main rivals in that race to get to fourth spot and have a chance at a shot at third over the weekend. Indonesia's starting lineup, well, it's been much maligned, and unfortunately, injury to their very promising youngster, the number 14, Hambia Suleiman. She is suited up and will start on the interchange bench, but she isn't in from the start today. So Indonesia have been conceding goals, and plenty of them throughout the course of this competition, and you'll expect they'll concede more today. Though having said that, as Singapore found going into their game against Indonesia before the rest day yesterday on Thursday, Hong Kong, like Singapore in that situation, haven't scored a goal yet this week. But when you bear in mind that Indonesia, in the competition so far, have been beaten 18-0 by Malaysia, 8-0 by Kazakhstan, 16-0 by Thailand, and then, of course, 7-0 by Singapore on Wednesday evening, you'd expect that Hong Kong will at the very least get their first goal of the competition here today. But can they get the number of goals they need to put pressure on the Singapore ladies later when they take on Malaysia? That Singapore-Malaysia clash scheduled for 6 p.m. on pitch 1. So it's Hong Kong in the red playing from right to left. Indonesia in the white and green playing from left to right. The first quarter is underway. And how long will it be before we see the first penalty corner? Indonesia gave away 30 of them to Singapore on Wednesday. Interesting as well, it looks like Kirsten McNeil is going to play in a more advanced role in this game. Look at the numbers swarming forward already from Hong Kong. They know they've got to go for goals, and they've got to go for them quickly. In 4 matches of hockey, 4 hours they've played without a goal. How long will it take them to break down Indonesia's defence that teams have been scoring against for fun? Oh, and straight away they go quite close after that run down the left from Kirsten McNeil, who clearly is going to play in a far more advanced role today. That took a deflection, so it'll be a 23-metre restart for Team Hong Kong. Over the wall is Evelyn Chung. Evelyn Chung driving into the D. Will she try and pick up the penalty corner? No, nothing doing. Lifted in, and it will be a free hit to Indonesia to alleviate the pressure. But the problem they had against Singapore, as they've had all week here, is they just can't get it out of their own half. And at the moment, Hong Kong are playing with Hong Kong Man in goal. I can't imagine that will last very long. Now, it's Nhan Huet looking for Kirsten McNeil, playing in a far more advanced role. They've only got 2 players committed back, Hong Kong. One of them on the ball now, that's Wong Wai Ki. Out to the right, and Kwok Shin Ni. The spaces, you'd imagine, will start to open up. Indonesia, this inexperienced, very youthful side. We mentioned it before the game against Singapore. Not one player, well, 2 of them have now, after playing the games this week, have more than 10 caps. Oh, that's a great shot, and the opening goal comes after just 1 minute, 35 seconds. That was a really sharp finish into the D, untouched, and Hong Kong have the early breakthrough. Scored by Tiffany Chan, who's got Hong Kong's first goal of this hockey series open here in Singapore. So 1 down, assuming Singapore lose by a couple, probably about 18 to go to give themselves a shot at finishing in 4th spot. Well, it's more of the same. So hard if you're an Indonesian to deal with this relentless pressure. They've just not got the strength in their sticks in the middle of the park to get the ball up the field. And Hong Kong China come again. Kwok Shin Ni. Good tackle, but it came off the feet ultimately of Tiffany Chan, whose goal gives Hong Kong finally, after 4 hours, 1 minute and 35 seconds of hockey, a goal in this competition. Too much on that, unable to get a stick in it was Nani. Now Nhan Huet finds the advanced playing Kirsten McNeil. They'll try and get it back to Kirsten, but that's good hustle in defence from Nani. Another free hit, though. You can see Hong Kong know what's their job today. As many goals as they possibly can. Oh, Kirsten McNeil's been very well defended there. That was good work from Itarini Wahoo. And look at this. And this is the youngster we've been looking at. So much promise for young Hambia Suleiman. Just 15 years old. And has certainly been a live wire. She took a very nasty whack to the ankle against Singapore. And even though she wasn't in the starting 11, she is already on the interchange. Oh, Indonesia, that's very careless. That's very careless. And after good hustle from Chan Yi-man, they make it 2. I'm not sure who got the final touch. Was it Chan Yi-man or Chang Ching-nam, the captain? As time goes off here, I think there might be an issue with the umpire's communication. I think the goal is going to stand. They've made it 2. Already they've scored one more goal than Singapore had got in the first 6 minutes. The umpire's conferring here with time off. It's an issue with the microphone pack to our umpires. I think it's the microphone pack of Dinesh Pereira from Sri Lanka. Our other umpire today, Binesh Hayat of Pakistan. So, the youngster, Hambia Suleiman, has been the standout player for Indonesia this week. Gets them back underway. The goal has been credited officially to Chang Ching-nam. It was her that pushed the ball just over the line. And you really fear for Indonesia here. Already beaten 18-0 by in Malaysia, 16-0 by Thailand. In contrast, the 2 performances against Singapore and Kazakhstan weren't that shocking. 8-0 defeat to Kazakhstan, 7 to Singapore. Hong Kong are well on their way to double digits already. 2 goals inside the first 4 minutes. And another free hit here. And you just get the impression that the confidence that the Indonesians have is sapping away. Ball into the D. Space down this right-hand side now to exploit. Getting across is Somika. Will be a restart on the 23. Kirsten McNeil is going to be putting the strings in the centre of the pitch for Hong Kong, China. She's got a shot on her as well, Kirsten McNeil, but that's well defended Indonesia. Just trying to feed it through to Hambia Suleiman. She's unable to gather it in. So they'll come again with, this time, Chan Wai-ting. Hong Kong already going through the use of their interchange bench. Now that's lovely space making. Tiffany Chan thought she was going to pull the trigger for her second. Advantage was being played and not required. Indonesia do get it clear, but as ever, not by very far. And more space on the edge of the D. That's a wild thrash of the stick from Tiffany Chan, and she's penalised. Now, on the drive through, the umpire just telling them to calm down, Indonesia. Binesh Hayat, as Evelyn Chong gets on with a free. That's a good ball into the D, but well picked up by Indonesia. The clearance only as far as Kirsten McNeil to Nyan Huet. Nyan Huet's got the option with Tiffany Chan. Oh, Tiffany Chan's at it again. Lovely switch pass, not looking. Gets it to Kirsten McNeil. And the advantage again being played, and Indonesia do clear. That's missed the stick of Nyan Huet. But as we expected, the hockey being played almost exclusively in Indonesian territory here. Good pick up, Tiffany Chan. That's come off the feet, I think, and then she's already visibly struggling there. The youngster, the 15-year-old Hambia Suleiman, visibly limping, and what courage by her. I'm sure that's the remnants of the injury she picked up against Singapore, but she's prepared to put her country above her physical well-being in a very difficult situation. So, Lau Puji, will she go straight into the D here? She'll try to. Lau Puji, another free hit on the edge. Will they try and get the penalty corner? Playing advantage. That was an obstruction, I think, Hong Kong were claiming against Amelia. The umpire unmoved, and they'll have to make do with a side in. That's well controlled by Liao Puxi. Very well controlled indeed, and the first penalty corner comes with 7 minutes gone in this first quarter. And unlike Singapore, whose conversion rate was hovering around about 10-12% from their 30 penalty corners on Wednesday, surely Hong Kong will need to capitalise on every penalty corner opportunity, as Indonesia, I'm sure not for the last time today, get padded up behind the goal. It's going to be Kirsten McNeil to push. Tiffany Chan, for me, will be red-hot favourite to pull the trigger. But can they get the controlled delivery after the push? Tiffany Chan, good save. Up in the air it goes. It'll be another penalty corner. That's Suprahatin Jujuk, who's made good saves and has been very busy. The captain and the elder statesman of this Indonesia team at 27 years of age. Did what she had to do. Take two, Kirsten McNeil. Don't be surprised if they go to the Tiffany Chan route once more. Keeping it simple, Hong Kong, Tiffany Chan tries to get it back to Kirsten McNeil. Another good save from the keeper. It's a clever interchange play. Getting it back to Kirsten McNeil, but Suprahatin alive to it. 23-metre restart. Kirsten McNeil on the edge of the D. Tries to get it in, looking for a way through or at least a foot. Real promise again. Nice control and stick work from a visibly limping. This is incredible. Suleiman Hambia is limping already. Clearly injured from the hit she took on the ankle at Singapore, but she's willing to put it all on the line for her country. It's a fresh air non-hit from Indonesia, and they're driving forward again. Hong Kong, China. Evelyn Chun, space out on the right-hand side. Here's Kwak Shun Ni. Kirsten McNeil's the option if she can see her. They get it back first to Nguyen Hua. Now Kirsten McNeil will gather. Kirsten McNeil distributes it right. Tiffany Chan down the line. And the clearance from Suprahatin only as far as Tiffany Chan. If she gets into the D, she'll be shooting. Don't worry about that. Tiffany Chan wins another penalty corner. Penalty corner number 3. But again, it's all very well winning these penalty corners. You've got to convert them at some point. So, third penalty corner for Hong Kong, China. It'll be Kirsten McNeil, Tiffany Chan looming. Also the near side option in Chan Shi. But it will be Tiffany Chan once more. Another good save. Suprahatin's made countless saves from penalty corners. Okay, she's probably had about 60 to face throughout the course of this week. Kirsten McNeil into the middle. Thought that might have hit a Hong Kong China foot there. Instead, they get it back into the D. Here's Chan Yi-man. Chan Yi-man gets it across. Suprahatin clears once more. 5:45 to play in the first quarter. It's Hong Kong, China 2, Indonesia 0. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. One from Tiffany Chan. A delightful finish. The second from Chang Ching Nam, which is a good team goal. That's come off of Kirsten McNeil, so Indonesia will get a chance to go. So in terms of the context of how these two teams are standing, it's pretty impossible. Well, it is impossible for Indonesia to finish anything other than bottom of the 6 in the round robin. And it could be that Hong Kong are booked for 5th, unless they can get a big win here. Is this goal number 3? Tiffany Chan. Suprahatin again stands up well. The keeper already being forced into making 4 decent saves. Kirsten McNeil wants this. Kirsten McNeil will get this. Kirsten McNeil driving into the D. Kirsten McNeil manages to get a half-hearted shot away. It takes the deflection and out for a 23-metre restart for Hong Kong, China. Oh, they're just letting Hong Kong, China at the minute come straight through. That's come off the foot of Kirsten McNeil. And give credit to Indonesia in the context of how much attacking play they faced from Kazakhstan, Singapore and now Malaysia. It's actually an impressive feat not to concede double figures against those latter two teams. Yes, they were thumped 18 by Malaysia and 16 by Thailand. But the team that came into this ranked 65th in the world with a very, very inexperienced side here, Indonesia, are hanging tough. A spirit epitomised by Hambia Suleiman, who is literally limping through this game. There you can see young Hambia Suleiman. Meanwhile, back to the live action. That's a good drive along the byline that we deflected out by an Indonesian stick. Credit to young Hambia Suleiman. She was very badly injured. She was stretched off against Singapore. She took an almighty whack to the ankle. She's limping away through this for a country that's dangerous across the face. And Chan Yi-man just unable to apply the finishing touch that would have surely made it 3. Well, just can't afford to keep giving possession away straight like that. And they've now pulled the keeper. Didn't take long. Hong Kong pulled the keeper. Wong Wai Ki now playing as an outfield keeper with a designated bib on. Oh, Kirsten McNeil in. Kirsten McNeil diving to try and get the touch. Nothing there. So, penalty corner number 4. Kirsten McNeil over it. They've gone Tiffany Chan on the 3 previous occasions. Do they go to Tiffany Chan again? She's already got 1. Is she primed now to get her second? Kirsten McNeil pushes, it stopped. Tiffany Chan, oh, she just didn't gather that in. Another shot comes in. Oh, it surely must be number 3. Somehow it's over. Lifted over from Evelyn Chung. So confirmation at the net at the other end is empty. And at the other end, Hong Kong, China still relentlessly coming forward. Kirsten McNeil on the drive. That's come off the foot. That'll be a penalty corner, I think. It will be another penalty corner. Here's confirmation. So we've seen the empty goal. Now confirmation that Hong Kong, China are playing with an outfield keeper. So they've advanced Wong Wai Ki. There she is. And that's something Singapore only did in the last 10 minutes of their game against Indonesia. But Hong Kong, China know the stakes here. They need to simply score at least 12 or 13. That's a conservative estimate. Now, penalty corner number 5. They're yet to score from one. They're getting closer, though. Kirsten McNeil. Tiffany Chan's had lots of practice. Is it going to be 5th time lucky? Tiffany Chan. Inside it goes. There's space for the shot. Another good save from Suprahatin. This time from Evelyn Chung. Into the D. Well picked up. They're still coming here. Well, under the circumstances, Indonesia have battled really well with Suprahatin making some quite routine saves, but they had to be made nonetheless. And with 90 seconds to go, it looks like that's going to be enough to keep the scoreline at just 2 before the end of the first quarter. And that's not going to get it done in terms of the goal difference swing Hong Kong, China need. Got a space to break themselves. Remember, there's no goalkeeper now for Indonesia, but poor old Hambia Suleiman is so hampered by that ankle injury, I don't think she could run at full pace to get on the end of a long ball through anyway. That's well picked off by Indonesia. Here is Suleiman. Oh, nice stick work, Suleiman. Crowded out of it eventually by two Hong Kong China players, and now that's left space for Tiffany Chan. She's got options in the middle. She goes to Kirsten McNeil, who's out there wide. Kirsten McNeil will drive through and hit this. Kirsten McNeil for three! What a strike! Hong Kong have their third with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter, and it could be about to get worse for Indonesia as well. I thought for a minute that they were going to show a card to Apliawati. Certainly she's being spoken to by Binish Hayat, but Kirsten McNeil on her right side driving into the D, and that was a superlative finish. Oh, they've given it up again. Well, there was me writing the scoreline of 2-0 before the end of the first quarter. They've already made it 3 in this time here to make it 4, and that would put a very different look on this scoreline. Hong Kong chasing goals relentlessly here. Remember, they hadn't scored before this game. Throughout the week, they've been held scoreless by Singapore in a 0-0 draw and by defeats to Malaysia, Kazakhstan and Thailand. The stick went high there. Play on's the call. The tomahawk shot attempt from Tiffany Chan. And that should be that. Time's going to expire here, so Hong Kong managed to get 3 in a frantic first 15 minutes where it's been relentless pressure from the girls in red. The scoring opened by Tiffany Chan just a couple of minutes in. Chang Ching Nam added a second, and just before the end of the first quarter, a lovely finish from Kirsten McNeil made it 3. At quarter time, it's Hong Kong China 3, Indonesia 0. So we're back for the start of the second quarter here. Hong Kong leading Indonesia by 3-0. Goals from Tiffany Chan, Chang Ching Nam, and an absolute rip snorter from Kirsten McNeil have put Hong Kong in the driving seat, but there's no question they're hunting for more here. They need at least, by my estimations, to give them any chance of going through at Singapore's expense in 4th place. Probably 14 or 15 in this game, and will that be too much of an ask? Bearing in mind Indonesia are getting quite used to defending. There's no keeper for Hong Kong, remember. They pulled Hong Kam Man very early and have Wong Wai Ki with the designated blue jersey on to play as an outfield keeper. And this girl, Kirsten McNeil, what a difference she's having now. She's been employed in a more forward role against teams they were by and large outmatched by. She played far deeper in the previous 4 games. I look at the space out on the right. Suleiman unable to get it, and here is that outfield keeper, Wong Wai Ki. Got to be careful. But again, you can just see Suleiman unable to gather anything more than a trot. Yuan Huat, more space on the right. To the byline. Across the face of the D, I'm sure is about to come. There it is. Half-hearted attempt at a clearance from Zal Sabia. But that's better. Nice lofted pass, almost found Suleiman, who can barely walk. Really shouldn't, she shouldn't be on the pitch by rights. Kirsten McNeil, she's already had one. That's lifted in though. Be a free hit to Indonesia. That's deflected out off the stick of Tiffany Chan. So Indonesia will make it up. I mean, at times I don't think Indonesia even know whether they're coming or going here. Half the girls are limping. They're unsure even when they get a free hit whether they should be taking it or a side in. Gathered in by Hong Kong's outfield keeper, Wong Wai Ki. Tiffany Chan, she's been a live wire. That's a lovely ball through. Kirsten McNeil, good one-touch hockey from Team Hong Kong. Gets it back to Kirsten McNeil. A crucial interception by Shirley Augusta, but Kirsten McNeil still going through. And eventually, Indonesia get it clear through Apolawati. But it's just wave after wave. Now back to Wong Wai Ki. Picked up well. Nice movement from Evelyn Chong. Evelyn Chong, tomahawk. Oh, side netting. Not far away at all. So we've played 3 minutes of the second quarter already. They'd already scored after 3 minutes of the first. It's been all Hong Kong. That's the closest we've come. Evelyn Chong's tomahawk into the side netting. There's Wong Wai Ki, the outfield keeper, playing very deep, but she's already shown she's prepared to get into an advanced role. Too much on that. It'll be a 16-metre restart for Indonesia. Well, this is the problem Singapore had, really. Their goals didn't start flowing to the third period of the game. And Hong Kong, if they do have any ambitions of getting the goals, they need to have a shot at goal difference advancement. They need to be scoring a goal every, well, 4 minutes, really. And they've played now nearly 20 and have only got 3. So they're well behind that schedule. Indonesia will tire, though. And Hong Kong, they've come out for this game with a purely attack-driven mindset. Oh, that's good tackling. That's good work from Adibaya. Oh, well gathered in. Well gathered in from Tiffany Chan. She's looking for the penalty corner, but she's not going to get it. She's going to get a hit outside the D. Taken quickly. They want it taken in the right place, though. They'll give it back to Tiffany Chan. Tiffany Chan back before she goes forward. Goes for the crossfield pass and eventually finds Evelyn Chong. Evelyn Chong, though, is being rattled there by Ramadani. So Hong Kong have to go out wide. Now the ball comes in the middle. Off the floor, though, and deemed dangerous by umpire Binish Hayat. So Indonesia will get another chance to clear, but they've survived now 5 minutes of the second quarter without conceding. Now space for Hong Kong down the right once more. Oh, lovely gliding pass into the edge of the D. Took a deflection off a foot of Indonesia. It will be penalty corner number 6. But it's worth noting they've still yet to score one. They're operating at 0% from penalty corners. And you can be sure they're going to get around about 15 in this match. If they want to get to 15 goals, they need to be upping that to 30-40% conversion. Kirsten McNeil to push in. Tiffany Chan, who else? Hovering over it. I can see Evelyn Chong is in a slightly more attacking role here as well. So surely it will be Tiffany Chan or Evelyn Cheong to hit this, unless they go for the reverse back to Kirsten McNeil. Tiffany Chan, just wide. Well picked up by Tiffany Chan. Tiffany Chan got support. Evelyn Chong. Evelyn Chong goes central. Gets the stick touch from Chang Ching Nam. Chang Ching Nam's already got one. Oh, that's going to be another penalty corner. Dangerously up off the stick of Noah Jana into the skipper for Hong Kong China, Chang Ching Nam. And now penalty corner 7. But they surely, at this level, it's all about these penalty corner conversions, especially when you're winning as many of them as the teams that playing Indonesia are. Kirsten McNeil. I wonder if they'll try something different here, or will it be more route 1 from Tiffany Chan? Nothing wrong with Kirsten McNeil's pushing so far. Tiffany Chan, now she goes to Evelyn Chong. Evelyn Chong, well closed down. Great defence from Wahoo Itarini. Still more Hong Kong pressure. Tried to play that a little bit too cute, so they'll have to come back to the 23 to restart it. Ho Kar Ki. Evelyn Chong. This is going to break in the middle of the D. Is there a Hong Kong stick on the end of it? There might be now. Couldn't get it across the line despite the diving attempts of Chan Yi-man. Indonesia survive once more. When they get those 16-metre restarts, Indonesia, they by and large just give it straight back to Hong Kong China on the 23. Tiffany Chan switches sides. Initially cleared by Nani, but not by far. Comes back out to Kwok Shin Ni. Kwok Shin Ni takes the option to go all the way back to Wong Wai Ki. Wong Wai Ki now. That's a heavy touch. Indonesia managed to clear that through Aya Ramadani. But Hong Kong China coming again. It's Chang Chung Nim. That's gone out though. Giving it up. And we're halfway through the second quarter, and Hong Kong China unable to add to the 3 goals they scored in the first. And they'll pick up another free hit here. Now, if only they'd say why not and went for it here. They've got 6 shirts forward. There's no goalkeeper, remember, in the Hong Kong goal. So they play this quickly. Oh, no. So much space for Nani as well there. Come on, go again, Indonesia. There's a chance of a goal here. Look at the space that Nani's in. They try the lofted pass. It's just not good enough. And now Hong Kong China could be in business. Indonesia with numbers committed forward. Important touch coming up. And an important touch got from Chua Hui Nan. Chua Hui Nan into the knee she goes. Gets it on the right side. Can she pull the trigger? No, but that's found an Indonesian foot. And courtesy of the foot of Shirley Augusta, it's penalty corner number 8. So it's going to be a change in the pusher here. I'm just going to see Kirsten McNeil, I believe, has been interchanged out. So now with the push, it's going to be Lau Piu Shi. Tiffany Chan still there, though. Evelyn Chong as well. We've seen how hard she can hit the ball. Comes out. Tiffany Chan goes for goal. Great save. Supritini gets another save in. Goes out for a 23 restart. Hong Kong now with some fresh legs on the field. Evelyn Chong's over it. Evelyn Chong looks in front. Decides to go right. Down the right-hand side they come. Oh, that was a nice touch to get it back inside. Supritini with a save again for a 23 start to Indonesia. Just 6 minutes to play in this second quarter. Indonesia have managed to hold firm in the second so far. That could be about to change. Tomahawk effort was well off target, but they've still managed to pick it up. And it's another good save from Suprahatin, but at the expense, that passage of play of penalty corner number 9, but they still haven't converted one. So another chance for Lao Puxi with the put in, and now there's a change in attacking personnel. Chang Ching Nam is over this, like she's going to be the one to hit it. Chang Ching Nam is winding up here, could be for a flick shot the way she's gearing up for this. Evelyn Chong is there, out from Lao Puxi. Ching Nam with the flick, never ever getting there, was it? Into the body of the Indonesian defence, and they will get a chance to clear. And they've now survived 9.5 minutes without conceding in this second quarter. But Hong Kong are still almost exclusively playing the game in the Indonesian 23. Reverse pass, finds its target, comes out to the edge, and Chua Hui Nan, oof! That was risky. Straight into Nani's stick, and Indonesia with another chance to clear. Now, you see, that's the problem with Indonesia. They're just almost hitting it out to the sides just to eat seconds off the clock, and it's a little bit counterproductive. Noah Jana on that occasion. Now, Kwok Shun-ni gets it to Evelyn Chung. Evelyn Chung looking for the deflection, doesn't come. 60-metre possession, Indonesia. Well, they're just hitting upfield now, trying to get distance to the sides, which, if they're going to do that, at least get it inside Hong Kong territory, make them work for it. It's come back to Wong Wai Ki, who's been employed as that outfield keeper. Singapore didn't go down that route to the final 10 minutes of their game. I'm wondering now whether they regret not doing that. Charging down the left, it's Chua Hui Yan. Chua Hui Yan, can she get the cross in? Nice turn, Chua Hui Yan. And they'll get the free hit here. Will Hong Kong. 3:45 to play in the second. That's off another foot. They play the advantage to the edge of the D. Indonesia with a chance to clear now. Just, oh no. Well, that's a penalty corner, is it? No, it is. Well, the penalty corner didn't quite catch what the offence was there. It must have been something pretty drastic for the PC to have been given with Indonesia on the brink of crossing the 23-metre line. But it's penalty corner now, number 11. Sorry, number 10. Getting ahead of myself there. 10 penalty corners to Indonesia. Conceded by Indonesia. Hong Kong yet to convert any of the 9 previous. Can they get it right this time? Lau Pro Shi with Chang Ching Nam gearing up to hit this. Comes to Chang Ching Nam. To the side she goes. And a chance for Tiffany Chan. That again is well saved by Suprihatin. Well, like the Singapore match, it's resembling a training ground routine of attack against defence here. And having conceded just 3 goals in the opening 22 minutes, I think it's a moral victory for Indonesia, but they've now got another penalty corner to defend. That's 11 now. And at least they've made Suprihatin make 4 reasonable saves from those 10 previous. She's not pulled off a worldie yet. And I wonder where now they'll try and employ the flick shot. They've been going along the ground and opting for power. Placing it into the roof of the net by the flick is something I'm sure Chang Ching Nam will start considering now. Chang Ching Nam, it's the dummy play. Gets it out to Evelyn Chong. Tomahawk shot comes in, deflected and wide. So good hustle defence again from Indonesia, and they'll start from the 23 once more, Hong Kong, China. Inside the final 3 minutes of the second quarter. Evelyn Chong. Chang Ching Nam. Cleared but not far. Kwok Shun-ni to Chan Wai Ting. Chan Wai Ting gets it back. Out down the right to So Mi Ki. So Miki, that's a good ball into the danger area. Can they gather it in? They can. Can the shot come in? It can. And off the deflection, Tiffany Chan gets her second. We'll wait to see who got the final touch, but it was certainly Tiffany Chan's initial goal-bound effort that may even have taken a deflection off an Indonesian stick on the way through. So finally, they make the second quarter breakthrough after 12 minutes and 39 seconds, and Hong Kong have their fourth, and Tiffany Chan has her second. Hambia Suleiman to get things underway again. Down the left with Cho Huayan. They need another one here quickly. 5 or 6 nil at half time. I'll give them encouragement. They might be able to get 13 or 14 on the ball by full time. Only one. Penalty corner again. Indonesia really struggling now. Fatigue beginning to set in on this scrambling defence. And with 2:01 left to play in the second, can Hong Kong get goal number 5 here? It's the interchange unit on. So Lopez, she will push in. Interestingly now, Kirsten McNeil is there as an option to hit it. So keep an eye on Kirsten McNeil, who was pushing. Now she's going to try and score with Tiffany Chan on a hat-trick. Tiffany Chan for her third. Just wide. Another penalty corner, though. Off the foot of the Indonesian Noah Jana, says umpire Hayat. I'm not sure Noah Jana agrees with that. Yeah. They score one in the death throes of the first quarter. They get 6 here. That's going to be a free hit to Hong Kong China. They get 6 in the first half, and they post a 15-0 scoreline. Singapore will be under some pressure to avoid a heavy defeat to Malaysia. That game coming up at 6 o'clock over on pitch number 1. This on pitch 2 is the first game of the day in the Hockey Series Open in Singapore, as many of these teams start their road to Tokyo Olympic qualification for 2020. Inside the final minute now of the second. Is there one more goal in this quarter for Hong Kong? Tomahawk shot, and there is. Great turn, great shot from Evelyn Chong. And Evelyn Chong gets her first, and Hong Kong 6. Well, Indonesia deserve all the credit in the world for keeping their spirits up. They've been blown away by every team they faced, and Hong Kong at the moment are taking advantage of that fatigue setting in. They couldn't get a 7th before the end of the half, could they? They might well do, you know. They're into the D again. Can they get the shot away? They can't. Umpire saw something there. And Indonesia now just desperate for the 10-minute break that will come at half-time. It's at Hong Kong 6, Indonesia 0. A hat-trick from Tiffany Chan. One from the skipper, Chang Ching Nam. One from Kirsten McNeil. And that last one, a lovely tomahawk effort from Evelyn Chong, have given Hong Kong a powerful position in which to chase goals in the second half. They surely need at least 14 or 15 in this game. And they're one away from being halfway there. But hello, what's this? Oh, as luck would have it for Hong Kong China, and just sums up Indonesia's luck, as they had a 2-on-1 break with Hong Kong having no keeper in the goal. The hooter goes for half-time. So at half-time, Hong Kong China in cruise control. It's a race to double digits for them in the second half. Rejoin us here at the Sengkang Hockey Complex in Singapore for the second half in around about 10 minutes' time. So welcome back live to Sengkang then, as Hong Kong go chasing goals. Remember, they need a 21-goal swing with Singapore to avoid finishing in fifth spot. If they do stay fifth, they'll be playing Indonesia again back here on Sunday. They managed 6 goals in that first half. A steady stream after scoring 3 in the first quarter, second in the second. A hat-trick for Tiffany Chan, 1 for Chang Ching Nam, Kirsten McNeil as well, and Evelyn Chung with the nice tomahawk just before the break. So it's Indonesia in the white and green from right to left in this second half, but all the action's going to be coming from left to right as Hong Kong, China pick up where they left off at the end of the first half. Driving into the D, Ho Kai Ki. Ho Kai Ki gets it across. Penalty corner again. Suggestion of a foot there. Didn't see it myself, but the umpire's decision is always final. Our umpire on this side of the field is Dinesh Pereira of Sri Lanka. And Kirsten McNeil is back to pushing out these penalty corners. But as ever, the likeliest subject to get on the end of them is Tiffany Chan, who's already got 3 goals. Alongside her, as an option, is Lo Pao Shi. And remember, Hong Kong hadn't scored a goal this week until this game today. And they've got 6 now in 30 and a half minutes of hockey. Kirsten McNeil pushes out. Tiffany Chan's lead it. It's a trick play. Back to Tiffany Chan. Can she pull the trigger on the reverse? She can! But it's come off, I think, on a rising ball off a Singaporean. I'll say Singaporean, an Indonesian. And Indonesia will get a chance to clear. But this is where their problem's been if you're just joining us. Their play outside of the D has been atrocious. At the 16-metre restarts, they're just almost passing it to a Hong Konger every single time, or at best, as they did there, hitting it out to the sides. Nani unable to rein that one in. Now Kirsten McNeil's on the drive. She's got the option and she finds the option, but Evelyn Chong, as they've given it up into the D, an opportunity for number 7. That's good keeping. Suprahatin out well, but she might have another shot to defend in a minute. She will have a penalty corner to defend in a minute. That's penalty corner number 14 that Indonesia have conceded. Yes, 16 conceded against Thailand, 18 against Malaysia, 8 against Kazakhstan, 7 against Singapore, and now Hong Kong, who are yet to convert a penalty corner after 14 attempts. Try and do it. And they've almost abandoned the penalty corner routines now, sending them long. That's over the stick of Chang Ching Nam. And Indonesia again. We'll get a chance to break. And look how they're lining up. This is unprecedented in international hockey. Indonesia with a 16-metre free, and there are 2 Hong Kongers just assuming that it'll go straight to a Hong Kong stick. And they're right as well, because Kirsten McNeil now with the reverse. Couldn't quite get the purchase, but it's still a loose ball and still dangerous. Now there's a chance for the shot. Is this 7? Suprahatin again equal to it. Ho Kai Ki wins another penalty corner. But they've got to start scoring from them. 15 now. Well, the statistics show they've scored one of them, Tiffany Chan, but that was off second or maybe even third phase. They haven't scored one directly from a penalty corner yet. They might do now. Tiffany Chan, another good save, Suprahatin. Out to Evelyn Chung, another good save, Suprahatin, but they can't clear it. And again, unable to get the stick on it was Chang Ching Nam. Oh my word. That's dangerous, dangerous play from Shirley Augusta. And that's gone straight into the face, I think, of one of the Hong Kong girls. That's very dangerous. Medical attention is racing to the scene. She does appear to be conscious, but she's obviously taken a whack to the face there. It's Chang Yi Man who's in some discomfort. She's very bravely going to get up. She's got the ice in it already, and she'll be interchanged off. But once more, it just hands possession straight back to Hong Kong. On the edge of the D, is that where the hit's going to be taken? I think it is. Tiffany Chan's over it. Coming in to take the place of Chan Yi-man is Somi Ki. Tiffany Chan wants to get on with it quickly. Tomahawk comes in, not much power on it. And that was a nice bit of stick skill from Noah Jana. But again, they've come in, and again, it's Evelyn Chung on the Tomahawk. The keeper tapping it away. And it's going to be another penalty corner. 16 now. Remember, they conceded 30 against Singapore. So is this where the second half breakthrough comes for Hong Kong, China? Kirsten McNeil's gone back to push in. They've voluntarily let these go long to Ho Ka Ki on a couple of occasions, but I wonder if now, the way Tiffany Chan set up, she's going to go for power. Tiffany Chan goes for power, and it's somehow stopped on the line by a combination of Suprahatin and some non-too-shabby defensive work from Shirley Augusta. Oh, my word, they just handed it to them on a plate again. It's Tiffany Chan at the narrow angle. Suprahatin saves, but there's no stopping the rebound, and Chen Shi is in on the goal-scoring front. Hong Kong get to the magnificent 7 with 4:51 played in the second half. So now on the charge, it's Chan Ching-nam to the edge of the D. Could be number 8 straight away. Somehow it stays out. Goodness only knows how. Tiffany Chan hunting her 4th goal of the day. They will get the 23-metre restart, though. Kirsten McNeil on the reverse. Oh, Kirsten McNeil forcing another good save out of Suprahatin. Kirsten McNeil again. Will try again. It takes the deflection off an Indonesian stick. They're struggling to clear. They do now. And that was safety first and sensible play from Waihu Itirani. Down the line. Lovely pass from Kwok Shun Ni. She finds Ho Kai Ki on the charge. Ho Kai Ki into the D. That one, though, deflected up high off a Hong Kong stick. A throw forward to the other games to come for you on this final day of round-robin action before Saturday and Sunday's placement games. In progress at the moment on pitch 1 is Kazakhstan against Thailand. I caught a glimpse of that a moment ago. I think I saw Kazakhstan up by a goal to 0. That one's in progress, starting half an hour after us. Myanmar, Indonesia is next up here on pitch 2 in the men's section. As we take a break to see maybe goal number 8. Again, somehow no finishing touch applied. And after Myanmar and Indonesia starts at 5:30 local time in Singapore in the men's section, at 6 o'clock on pitch 1, Malaysia against Singapore. And that's the game that's really, in terms of Hong Kong, China, going to affect the placement matches tomorrow. Hong Kong, China needing a 21-goal swing on goal difference, assuming Singapore lose to Malaysia, to avoid having to play Indonesia again here on Sunday. And then that would mean a best possible placing of 5th. Then Thailand, Hong Kong, China in the men's section is here on pitch 2 at 7:30 p.m. local time Singapore, before Singapore's men, who have taken all before them so far this week, take on Chinese Taipei. An 8 p.m. start over on pitch 1 for that one. And then, and only then will we know the lineup for Saturday and Sunday's placement games. Hong Kong, China, only 1 goal in this second half so far. We've played 6.5 minutes now. The rush keeper, an outfield keeper being employed for Hong Kong, China after just 5 minutes of this one. And with good reason, because Indonesia haven't got anywhere near the Hong Kong-China D, let alone take a shot on goal. Here's Kwok Shun Ni over it. Kwok Shun Ni goes short. They're trying to find the option here. But on the drive is Chang Ching Nam, and she wins another free hit. And that's going to be a short corner. Punishment for hitting the ball away. And Aya Ramadani needs to be careful she doesn't pick up a card here. Well, I'm almost running out of paper to count these penalty corners. 27, but do forgive me if I've missed one out. Time off as the keeper gets the gear adjusted. So 17 penalty corners in this. So they're on target for the 30 they conceded against Singapore. Of course, it's important to mention as well, the clock does stop every time a penalty corner is awarded. They have 40 seconds to set and take it. Chomping at the bit to get on with it at Hong Kong, China. Kirsten McNeil's over it. Tiffany Chan's there. Chang Ching Nam as well. Tiffany Chan takes it forward on the reverse. Tiffany Chan gets it back to Kirsten McNeil. Narrow angle. She was looking for the touch of the stick of Chon Shi Shi. Lovely work from Kirsten McNeil. Lifted up though. And that'll be a free hit and another chance to clear for Indonesia. Oh, that's another loose clearance off a free. And they're just inviting Hong Kong China to come through. They let off the hook that time, but for how long? Because they just cannot get anything going from a dead ball situation. They go long now, though. And if she'd have got a touch on that, Andriani, who's listed, by the way, in the team sheet as a goalkeeper, Andriani, but she's obviously playing as the outfield left up front striker, because poor old Hambia Suleiman, the 14-year-old, has finally succumbed to that nasty ankle injury. She doesn't appear to be on the pitch at the moment. Nice work from Shomi K. Shomi K still. Advantage for a minute, looked like it was being played. That's well taken in eventually by Kwok Shun Ni. There's 6 minutes to play in this third quarter. It's Hong Kong by 7. They're looking for at least double digits to give themselves a shot at Malaysia doing them a favour and handing Singapore a heavy defeat later on today. Ho Kai Ki, that's a chase for Chang Ching Nam, but she's lost it, and hello. Oh, again, there would have been a really interesting foot race there if there had been a solid connection from Shirley Augusta, who, to be fair to her, along with Hambia Suleiman, has been the two standouts for Indonesia in this struggle of a tournament for them. Options out on the right-hand side. They find Kwok Shun Ni. Kwok Shun Ni's got another option further right in Ho Kai Ki. Ho Kai Ki now. Can she get the ball across to the D? Not initially, she can't, and that's come off the foot of Somi Ki, and a chance for Indonesia to clear again. But we all know what happens next. They tend to be hitting these straight to a Hong Kong stick. To their credit, though, they've played almost 10 minutes of this third quarter, only conceded a couple more. Two goals in the first quarter for Hong Kong, 3 in the second and 2 in this third. 4 minutes 42 is what's left. It could be an awful long time if you're Indonesia, and they continue to come forward like this. Here come Hong Kong China. Reverse stick attempt from Evelyn Chong. I think she was conscious there was an Indonesian girl behind her, so she wasn't as aggressive with the tomahawk shot as she may have been. They just cannot get it through. They're desperately trying to seek out Adriani. Ho Kai Ki. That's come off well, I was certain that had come off a Hong Kong China stick, and so has Ho Kai Ki. She'd already walked away, I think, there to She can't believe she's got the side in there. Indonesia are too shell-shocked to even complain. That's nice defence at the edge of the D from Shirley Augusta. Ball, though, comes straight back to Hong Kong, China, and Kwang Seung Ni as we have a look at the bench of poor Indonesia and that isolated coach, Rana Farley. He's had a very tough job. I'm just going through the mass of their previous results here, Indonesia this week. 18 at the hands of Malaysia, 16 at the hands of Thailand, that's 34. It was 42 after conceding 8 against Kazakhstan. And then 7 against Singapore. Scoop pass attempt by Shirley Augusta is straight down the throat of Anna Iello. Just 15 years of age, Anna Iello making her debut in a main international tournament here this week. So can the 15-year-old now impact the game and get a couple of goals on the board? Nice play to the byline. That had gone out, though. Just too much on it from Somi Ki. So they've avoided an endless stream of penalty corners in this third quarter, and if anything, that's just speeded the clock up. So we're into the final 2.5 minutes of quarter number 3. 2 more goals added to that 5-0 half-time scoreline. It's a loose ball, well chased down. Well, what a warrior she is. Hambia Suleiman is back on now, still barely able to walk, and still Indonesia's standout player. On the drive now for Hong Kong, China, Chow Hainan into the D. That was an opportunity for Tiffany Chan, but there was just a heavy touch on the stick and it swung past. Understandable, you get confused when all these goals are flying in, but just to confirm, it was 3 in the first quarter, 3 in the second, and they've actually only had 1 goal, Hong Kong, China, in this third quarter, scored by Chen Shiji. So a moral victory of sorts for Indonesia here. Less than 90 seconds to go. Can they avoid conceding another before the end of the third quarter? Comes back out to Shun Yu Kwok. Some space now on the drive for Choi Hei-yan. Here comes Somi K. Somi K, still Somi K. She goes down there. Here is the 14-year-old, Anna Iello. Anna Iello wins it back. And she might get a chance on the edge of the D. Anna Iello, no, dispossessed. And they're on the charge now. Noah Jana for Indonesia. Important that they got the stick on there. I think there might have been a change in that outfield keeping position for Hong Kong, China. We'll keep you up to speed with that in a minute. That's found a foot of Indonesia. It's going to be another penalty corner. Penalty corner 18. Final 35 seconds of quarter number 3. Could be last chance for Hong Kong, China to make it 8. They scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, just 1 in the third. So on the balance of play, they'll probably be disappointed with not hitting double digits yet. We said that about Singapore as well, who only beat them 7-0. Can Hong Kong China go one more than that? Just past the post from Tiffany Chan, didn't miss by much. And with Indonesia taking their time to get things back underway here, that could well be that for the third quarter. They go long, and by going long, surely that does mean that Hong Kong China won't get enough time to go up the other end and try and get the 8th. So it's Wong Wei Kai who, as the outfield keeper, tries to send it long, but not enough time left on the clock, and just the 1 extra goal to add to the 6 they got in the first half in this third quarter. Chen Shiji in the 34th minute. They couldn't find the net again in the subsequent 11. So with 15 to play, as Hong Kong, China still desperately chasing goals, lead Indonesia by 7 goals to 0. We'll be back with a fourth and final quarter shortly. So, back underway in this fourth and final quarter. Can Hong Kong possibly find double digits here? They've had all the possession, all the play, more penalty corners than they've probably had in any game they've ever played before. In truth, they've not been clinical enough, which was the same problem Singapore faced when they took on Indonesia on Wednesday before yesterday's rest day. Driving into the D, hunting for the penalty corner, and getting one was Tiffany Chan. So, Kirsten McNeil to push it in. It's that familiar sight of Tiffany Chan trying to get the finish. The keeper's managed to get something on it, but the ball is still not clear. Can they force it in? Hong Kong, China, what a scramble this is. And finally they get it across the line. But your guess is as good as mine as to who got the final touch. Well, cameraman's playing it safe by focusing in on 4 different girls, and I don't blame him. That was a real goal line scramble. So, 15-year-old Hambia Suleiman to get things underway. Waiting for confirmation of who got that goal. Everyone is eagerly awaiting to find out who forced that over the line. That's the biggest goalmouth scramble we've seen so far this week. Here's Kirsten McNeil. They've already got one more than Singapore had in this game. Another shot comes in. No, that's a beauty. What a score that is, by the way. Number 12, Nguyen Hewitt. Oh, apologies, number 13, Choi Hui Yan. I thought it was the 12 initially. That was rapid fire. And just like that, it's number 9 now. We're still 13:49 to play. Can they get anything approaching 14 or 15, which would put real pressure on Singapore later? at this. Indonesia, all of a sudden, this is the furthest they've been forward. It's Hamia Suleiman. Could they possibly get a score here? Oh, that's played out. Feel so sorry for Hamia Suleiman. She's run her socks off, and I say run, she can barely walk with that ankle injury. And now, of course, with 5 numbers committed forward, Indonesia are going to be short at the back there. Tactic of stacking up the defending D. Oh, that's wasted from Hong Kong. So confirmation, just to let you know, Kirsten McNeil it was who got the 8th goal in that incredible goal line scramble that went on for about 30 seconds. And also confirmation that it was number 13, Chua Hei Han, who got the 9th. Now on the drive, with all the time in the world and space to play with, is Evelyn Chung. Into the D it goes. Nice turn, Tiffany Chan. Shot comes in. Supra hitting, stood up well initially, but that was a fine rebound play, and they've got another. And I think that might have been number 9, Sik Chung Ying, getting in on the goal scoring fun. We'll stand by for confirmation. So they've hit double digits. There's still 11:51 to go, and all of a sudden, if you're the Singapore women's team getting ready for a game against Malaysia, which will take place at 6 p.m. this evening, you're getting a bit concerned. The goal difference now is 11 goals in Singapore's favour. Oh, apologies. It was Anna Elio that got the goal. Well, that's sensational for Anna Elio. The youngster, Anna Elio, at just 14 years of age, scores her first international goal. What a moment for her. A number 11 is what Hong Kong are looking for now. Inside Tiffany Chan with a reverse. Just off target. Oh, Shirley Augusta trying to get it long, but they've got more and more space to play with now. Hong Kong, China, Chao Ye-Han. Into the edge of the D. Can they get the shot away? Initially they can't, but what a major one this is from Tiffany Chan. Comes out to Kirsten McNeil, pulls the trigger, deflected wide, and it'll be a 23 restart for Hong Kong, China. Penalty corner. Stray foot, there's going to be a card here as well. I think she's had enough of the descent being shown by Shirley Augusta, and Indonesia's problems compounded. Shirley Augusta will take 2 minutes in the naughty corner, while Kirsten McNeil prepares to fire in Hong Kong, China's 19th penalty corner. So Kirsten McNeil, Tiffany Chan, a little bit casual with her approach to this one, which makes me think she's trying to pull the dummy. Will Tiffany Chan pull the trigger? Tiffany Chan went for placement, nothing doing, goes wide. Oh, immediately under pressure there was Noah Jana. Anna, a yellow, straight onto that. And she's won the ball back to Hong Kong. Over it now is the scorer of the 9th, Chao Hei Han. Anna Yellow, does she want another one? Anna Yellow, what a goal that would be. Oh, it somehow got in, but I think it's hit a knee. Won't count. I think that came off the knee of Sik Chung Ying. Now, Choi Hei Hin. Penalty corner, and again it's going to be another card here. I think the umpire, Dinesh Pereira of Sri Lanka, is getting more and more frustrated with the frustrations of some of these Indonesians. And you have some sympathy with Indonesia as Shavera Salsabia joins Shirley Augusta in taking a timeout. But that leaves Indonesia now with just 8 outfield players for at least the next 60 seconds or so. And they've hit 20 penalty corners now. Just under 9 minutes to play. Kirsten McNeil, Tiffany Chan went very close last time out. Tiffany Chan again, brings it in, finds the support with Evelyn Chung. Evelyn Chung administers the 11th goal. And I tell you something, with 8:50 to play, if Hong Kong can get another 4 or 5, all of a sudden Singapore are under real pressure. Remember, going into this game, Singapore had a 21 goal advantage over them, but that's a bit lopsided because, of course, Hong Kong, China had yet to play Indonesia. They've now got it down to 10. So if... Well, 9 actually. They'd need Malaysia to beat Singapore 10. And it's a big ask, but not beyond the realms of possibilities. Puts the pressure on Singapore, certainly, if they get 3, 4 or 5 more. Here's Tiffany Chan. Indonesia, remember, haven't scored a goal the entire tournament. Hong Kong hadn't scored a goal until today. And look at this star go, Hambia Sulaiman, the best player for Indonesia by a country mile, and she's still in possession. But I think she's pinged for obstruction there. The youngster getting frustrated. I have to say, it's sometimes unclear. The umpires haven't been giving us the clearest signalling, which I'm sure is something that will be improved moving on. It's all about developing the game in Asia, this tournament. And I'm sure that will happen as more and more players and officials get involved in this great sport of hockey across Asia. Certainly Indonesia, although they've been thoroughly outclassed throughout this week, will come on for the experience and improve, I'm sure, and come back stronger in the big tournaments to come. Down the line and straight out by Noah Jana. Here's Kwok Shun Ni. Driving forward now, Chan Wai Ting. Gets it out wide to Chang Ching Nam, the skipper, who gives it up. And Indonesia will just loft it to the halfway line. We're past the halfway mark in the 4th and final quarter. It's Hong Kong, China by 11. And they've got 4 goals in this 4th quarter. Remember, just 1 in the 3rd quarter. Here's Evelyn Chung. We know how lethal she can be on the reverse stick shot. Chance to clear it now with Noah Jana. And Noah Jana sensibly will just hit this up the other end of the field. And the ball's not travelling that quickly either, so that's going to be another couple of seconds off the clock. Now they're restored to their full complement of 11 players. Let me just count them. Yes, back to 11 aside. Shirley Augusta and Shavira Zalsabia are back from the sin bin. There's no keeper in for Hong Kong, China here, and Hong Kong, China have left plenty of players forward. Come on, let's have an Indonesian goal. Oh, it broke down. And Hong Kong, China will come again down the right-hand side. It's Liao Puxi. Finds support inside, comes out to Kirsten McNeil. Can she drive to the knee and put one away? She tried to find an Indonesian foot there. They are playing advantage. Kirsten McNeil sprays it wide to Kwok Shun Ni. Kwok Shun Ni, intelligent hockey. Finds Chu Han Hei. And they'll win the free hit right on the edge of the D now, Hong Kong, China. So as it stands, if Singapore lose by 10, Hong Kong, China would finish 4th by my maths in the groups, but obviously that's a big ask. Hong Kong, China would want to hunt another 3 or 4 goals to have any shot at all, realistically. Because to be fair to Singapore, it's not that they've been that bad, really. They've played some very tight encounters, including losing just 1-0 to Thailand and that 0-0 draw against Hong Kong, China as well. They've just let that killer edge up front, Singapore, and that's what's really cost them this week. Nice work from Wong Wai Ki. That's come off the foot of Kirsten McNeil. Advantage being played. And bringing it away now is Amelia. Amelia. Hambia Suleiman might get a chance again here. That's nice play as well from Shirley Augusta. Shirley Augusta and Hambia Suleiman by a country mile have been Indonesia's best players this week. That's passed straight to Chow Hei Yin. To the edge of the D. Shami K not able to do anything with it for now. Quickly taken by Chang Ching Nam. Taking it quickly. And another penalty corner with just under 4 to play. I think expecting Malaysia to beat Singapore by 10's a big ask. Could be oh so crucial. 2 or 3 late goals here for Hong Kong, China. Kirsten McNeil now has gone out as an option. So to push it in will be Lo Piao Shi. Tiffany Chan, miscontrol, finds Kirsten McNeil. Kirsten McNeil's shot initially blocked. They might get it back to Kirsten McNeil though. Kirsten McNeil. Suprahatin just getting enough with a kicker on it to send it out wide. Well, Hong Kong, China have already done what Singapore and Kazakhstan couldn't, and that's put double digits on Indonesia. They join Malaysia and Thailand with very emphatic victories indeed. And you have to give Indonesia a certain amount of credit for still keeping their heads up and running through to the last. Because it must be very tough when you've been outgunned and outmatched as they've been all this week. Now space for Ho Kai Ki. To the edge of the D, Ho Kai Ki. I think that was a shot come cross. It eventually will force Hong Kong, China to concede the free hit. Hong Kong, China screaming for another ball to come onto the pitch. They want more goals here. They know, as well as they've played to score 11, it was probably not as many as they need. Chance for another here, though. Oh, that's a misplaced pass from Chan Ching Nam. But as always, they get it straight back. Here's Evelyn Chung. Kirsten McNeil. She pulled the trigger there. And she goes down with a trip. It's going to be another penalty corner. Time's off. It's going to be another card. It's a card, I think, to Salma Nazima. And they'll play... Was it yellow or green, that card? Couldn't quite see. Looked for a minute like a yellow card offensive. If it is, she'll miss the rest of the match. If it's green, she'll be on for the last 23 seconds. Meanwhile, Hong Kong searching for 12 with penalty corner number 23. Going to be pushed in by Lau Piu Shi. Kirsten McNeil's an option, but more often than not, it's Tiffany Chan that pulls the trigger. Tiffany Chan out to Evelyn Chung. Clear side at goal and a great finish. And Evelyn Chung completes her hat-trick and makes it 12-0. And all of a sudden now, if they can get another goal in the last 2 minutes 14 by my maths, that will mean if Singapore lose to Malaysia by 8, it will be Hong Kong finishing 4th. Still optimistic thinking, but it certainly means the Hong Kong China girls will be watching that Malaysia-Singapore game with interest. It's a slip, well recovered by Chang Ching Nam. The captain's led from the front today. Look at the bodies. Look how many red shirts are inside the 23-metre line. Well, Shirley Augusta, who along with the girl in front of her has been Indonesia's best player, coming forward. Lovely play, Shirley Augusta. Oh, that's superb hockey. She gets it across. but the danger cleared after Wong Wai Ki gets a stick on it. Shirley Augusta and Hamba Suleiman, if they're surrounded by slightly better players next time we see Indonesia, you expect much better from them. According to my team list, the number 15 there, Andriani, is actually a goalkeeper, so she's doing well to hustle. Kicked away from the keeper, straight in the path of Evelyn Chong, who almost had her second as many minutes into the side netting. Just to remind you, coming up next here on pitch number 2 is the men's section. It's Myanmar against Indonesia. Another team, Myanmar, looking for a big win to try and improve their placing into the D. That was lifted up, surely. No, play on from the umpire. Deemed not dangerous, and Hong Kong, China will get the ball again. Into the final 40 seconds of this one. Can they get 13 to make it unlucky for some? Off the feet, they'll get a penalty corner to try to do just that with 31 seconds left on the clock. Yes, up next on pitch 2 here, it's Myanmar, Indonesia. At 6 o'clock start for Malaysia, Singapore, the game which obviously I'm sure the Hong Kong, China girls will be staying for and cheering Malaysia to the rooftops to get a bag full of goals. That's at 6 p.m. on pitch 1. Next on pitch 2 after that, 7:30 start for the men's group, Thailand against Hong Kong, China. Before we bring the curtain down on the round-robin phase with an 8 o'clock start on pitch 1 for Singapore against Chinese Taipei. Singapore, like Malaysia in the ladies section, leading the way in terms of results this week. Evelyn Chong, Kirsten McNeil's in acres of space. Supra Hatton saves, and again, it's another scramble, and they can't apply the finishing stick, and that surely is that. Well, it's been a hat-trick for Tiffany Chan. It's been a hat-trick for Evelyn Chung. Anna Aiello, at just 14 years of age, has chipped in with one as well. The skipper Chang Ching Nam scored, as did Chun Ji Ji and Chow Ye Han. Kirsten McNeil got a brace, and that makes up the score. So a 12-0 win for Hong Kong, China. At least gives them a fighting chance of Malaysia doing them a favour against Singapore later today. But you have to say, in all likelihood, it will be these two teams meeting back here on Sunday to play off for 5th and 6th places. The standings will be decided later on, but the first game of the day in the women's section on this final round of round-robin matches has been completed, and here it's finished Hong Kong, China 12, Indonesia 0.